welcome to our JUNEwary challenge 2026 and our second day of learning, and this is our play along video. So it is the 9th of June today, but our second video, and we're going to do play along at a few different speeds. We're going to first of all do from bar 9, just focusing on today's bit, the 4 bars. Then I would like to go back to the beginning and go through as well, rather than just leaving that to the rest day, because I don't want you to be getting 2 separate sections with it. I want you to move it through and keep it flowing. We do have this recurring theme so far where each line has started with G's, which is quite nice for knowing where we're going next. Okay, so this is bar 9, nice and steady with a count in. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well done. Notice how I put the ands in whenever we had a crotchet note, whenever we had a quarter note. I just put the ands in because we have been sort of counting in these quavers or 8th notes. So just to keep that space so that we don't just play. It doesn't become a melody then. We need those spaces, those longer notes for it to be a melody. Let's go a bit faster. Okay. Just today's learning for the moment. So dum bum 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 ba da dum bum bum. Okay, here's our count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well done. Okay. I would like now to go back to the beginning and do a steady version and then a faster version from the beginning through with all 3 lines, just as we get comfortable to coming back to this G each time. Okay, so very beginning of the piece, and again remember we're trying to do, once we get beyond the first bar, trying to do these open palms when we come down, still plucking closed like this, but so that we can damp the notes that came before, so that we don't get murky down in our bass. Okay, here we go. Here's our count from the beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well done. It's funny how I may have sped up, but also how just the left hand having to move into a different place in each bar also can make it feel like, oh gosh, has it sped up? Has it done that? You know, and it can introduce a bit of anxiety. So it's what makes the piece interesting thus far, and keeps our listeners on their toes, but it's also keeping us on our toes. So try and keep breathing through it. Don't take it on as a, oh, I should be there. You know, just breathe through it. Like I say, I drew lines through where my right hand and my left hand line up later in the bars. I know the beginning of the bars are together, but those later places, just to keep on track. And I am sort of keeping my eyes there on the music and as I go through as well. Okay, slightly faster version from the beginning through, and that will be us for today. That'll be us together. I would suggest you keep going with it as well. Here we go. So, na da dee da 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 dum ba dee bum bum ba bum. Okay, here's our count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, well done. There were 2 places in there where I did something slightly different from what was written. One was I missed, I think it was the chord at the top. I missed the chord at the top that I'd leapt up for. And I decided rather than playing it and arriving late with it, I would just leave it out entirely and just come with the next chord. So you could argue 2 ways on that. If I'm playing it as a solo, I could have put it in just a bit later in the bar and it have been like that. In an ensemble setting, if there's multiple people playing, we really want these landing exactly where they're supposed to land, rather than having someone play it here and someone play it there. So in that sense, it's better that I left it out when I realised I'd already missed it. The other thing I did was I played my final bar. I went C, B, A instead of A, B, A. Now, let's think about what that would sound like if I put it together. Sound like that. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Ideally, A, B, A, because that's what's written, and actually that gives us that contrast from what happened before. And also, if you notice where these grace notes are coming in, they're coming in after we've played a note higher than the one the grace notes is going to. So at the end of line 2, we're going C, da da B, B being lower than the C. In this second line, we go from A, B, so we're heading up. So we're not doing grace notes to the B there. But then from that B, we're going back to an A, and that's heading down. So then the grace notes come in, da da da, onto that A there. So just things to note about where the grace notes are coming in and kind of why they are, where they are, and why they work and why they wouldn't have worked in a different place. So that's why it isn't happening on the B note in this line when it did happen on the B note in line 2. Lots of theory in there actually, which I think there always is when we're looking at music, whether we realise it or not. There's always a lot of under things that are really help build, and the more you understand those, it does really help to grasp the whole piece and know where you are, and if you lose it, to know where you are again, and know where you can come back in. I am waffling. I will leave you to it. I will see you tomorrow, 3 days in a row this week, before we have a rest day the day after. But similar things coming up tomorrow. Just a couple of new bits. All right, keep it up. Well done.